Welcome 6th grade. Today we are doing lesson 92, percent of change. Okay, so we are working with percentages today. Now we have done percentage problems in the past, and what we have been doing with percentages, we have been doing part of a whole. And this is what we've been doing, where we have had a percentage and a percentage that adds up to 100, and then we have real numbers, and we have to find one of these real numbers using what we know about percentages. That is what we have been doing. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. Today, we're going to have an original number, and they're going to give us a change amount. Now that change amount could be an increase or it could be a decrease. And then that's going to give us a whole new number. So that increase, we might have that original number and it could give us a plus, or we might have to subtract from that original number. This original number we're going to talk a little bit more about. So our graph over here that we've been using will not work. Our part whole will not work. I'm going to show you what we're going to use instead. Here is my new table. Notice here that my 100% is my original percent. I'm always going to start with 100%. I'm always going to start there. Now, this is going to be my original number right here, what the actual product is that I'm going to use, the actual number. I'm going to have an increase or a decrease in percentage, which is going to give me an increase or a decrease in my actual. This is going to be then a new percentage. And this is going to be a new number. So let's go over this with an example. Example 1. The county's population increased 15% from 1980 to 1990. If the population in 1980 was 120,000, what was the population in 1990? Well, let's always start by writing our information given. Okay, so we know that there was an increase of 15%. And then it tells us, so that's right, an increase of 15%. And then it tells us that the population in 1980, so in 1980 was 120,000. And then they say, what was the population in 1990? So there's what we want to know. Population in 1990. So there's our question. Okay, so now we can take this information and start filling it into our table. Okay, remember 100% is always our original percentage. Okay, so first we have an increase of 15%. An increase of 15%. So 15% is my percent of change. Increase means it was a positive change. It went up. It went up 15%. Okay. In 1980, it was 120,000. So that's some information there that's important. That was our original number. That's our original number. And then what they're asking us to find here is the population in 1990. So this is what we don't know. This is what we're asked to find. But what about this number right here? Can we fill in this number? They didn't give us this information, but we can fill this in, right? 100 plus 15, 115%. So now I can take this table and create a proportion. Remember, when I'm creating a proportion, I want to find lines, I want to find rows that have full information and create my proportion with the row that has my variable. So I'm going to set up my proportion. My proportion are two ratios, or you could even call them fractions. And I have 100 over 115 equals 120,000 over X. Now I will cross multiply. So I can have 100X equals 120,000 multiplied by 115. Well, 120,000 multiplied by 115 120,000 times 115 is, wait for it, there we go, 13,800,000. Divide by 100 on both sides, which is really just now crossing out those extra zeros. So our X equals 138,000. So there was a population of 138,000 in 1990. Some words that you might see in dealing with percent of change problems are population increases or decreases. So populations going up or going down. Enrollment, like at a school, enrollment increases or decreases. Always look at that in or that D, in going up, D going down. Profit and loss, that's another one. Profit and loss. Profit is when you have more money. Loss is when you have less money. So profit and loss for a company. Sales and discounts. Sales and discounts, that's when you go to the store and you buy something on sale or for a discount. That usually means that it's going down from the original price. Wholesale and markup is another type of thing when you're going to the store. Companies buy products at a wholesale price. So the original would be a wholesale price. And then they mark up the price, so then they increase the price for us to buy the product. And then income and expenses. Income is how much someone makes or brings in, and then expenses is how much they spend. So these are all words that you are going to see as we do these types of problems. If you have questions about any of these words, please feel free to private message me or ask, because I don't want you getting confused on doing the math because you do not understand any of these words. Example 2. The price was reduced 30%. If the sale price was $24.50, what was the original price? Okay, let's write our information given. Okay, so the price was reduced 30%. Price was reduced. Let's write that down. Price reduced 30%. Sale price $24.50. So sale price $24.50, and then they're asking us to find original price. Okay, so it looks like right here, original price is what we are being asked to find. Okay, our 100%, again, it doesn't change. Okay, our actual original price is what we are needing to find this time. Okay, now look at this. Sale price. Sale price. That is our new price this time. That's our new price. And they've also told us that the price was reduced 30%. Reduced. Reduced means that it went down 30%. It went down 30%. So I can find this new number here by taking 100 minus 30. And so I know that this is going to be 70%. My percent of change was 30%. And so now my new percentage is 70%. I create my proportion. I have 100 over 70 is going to equal X over 24.50. Okay, before I cross multiply, I'm going to rewrite the problem because I want you to see that I can make this simpler before I move on. And I'm going to make it simpler by crossing out my zeros right there. So now I'm going to cross multiply, and I'm going to have 7x equaling 10 times 24.50, or really 7x equaling 245. Divide by 7 on both sides, and x equals 35, and we are dealing with money here, so it's $35. Okay, finally, example 3, last one for the day. A merchant bought an item at wholesale for $20 and marked the price up 75% to sell the item at retail. What was the merchant's retail price for the item? Let's write our information given. Okay, he bought the item at wholesale for $20. So wholesale for $20. And if you remember what I said, wholesale is what shop owners do. They go and they're able to buy items in bulk or at low prices. And then when they bring it to their store, they mark up the price by a certain percentage to sell it to the customer. And that's how they make their money. They're able to buy items in bulk at a low cost, and then they can sell it to you at a higher cost. And that's how they make their money. So they bought an item at wholesale for $20, and then they marked up the price. So they marked up the price 75%. And so here's our question. What is the retail price for the item? And retail, that that's a vocabulary word. Retail is like the price that you're going to pay when you go to the store. Retail. Okay, so original price. Original price is that $20. It's that wholesale cost that he, the merchant, he or she spent. Okay, change in percentage. Yeah, it went up 75%. So that's a plus 75%. New cost. New. Well, we don't know. That's what we're asked to find. We don't know that. But we do know our change in percentage. This is going to be 175, our new percentage. Okay, so from that information, we can create our proportion. We know that we're going to put 100 here, and we're going to put $20 over here because that creates a row. And then we want our variable, and then we want to match the row that our variable is on. And that's how we create our proportion. Okay, so now we cross multiply. 100x equals 20 times 175. Well, on problems like this, I like to go ahead and just divide by 100 on both sides. And the reason I like to do that is because that crosses out, and I can actually cross this out because 20 goes into 100 5 times, and 5 goes into 175 35 times. So I've saved a lot of extra work for myself by doing it that way. So now x equals 35. So our new cost of the item is $35. Okay, go do the practice set and do the even problems on the written practice. Remember to attach it to your I am done button. And I miss you, and I will see you later. Bye.